All right.
Oh, so what's your favorite mango of all the mangoes you've tasted?
All right, so now I have to be careful. If I give you the answer.
So he's going to show us some of the mangoes here, and the website is below. They're on Facebook. You don't have a website, do you?
No, we have just Facebook.
The Facebook page is below, and you can go there and find out about everything they do here and their updated videos. They have a new YouTube channel, and I'm one of the first subscribers, which is amazing. So here we go. So show us some of the unique mangoes that you have here.
So here we have Frances Hargrave. Now, Frances Hargrave, this was, she was this woman from South Miami. We aren't really sure of the parentage on this, but this is a exceptional mango. This will actually be the mango that we replace coconut cream with. Okay, coconut cream is a perfect example of a great name, great flavored fruit that I never get enough mangoes off that I'm ever going to grow it in my orchard, and it's a big tree, so I can't, it won't fit to what I need to do. And it's not that I'm casting aspersions at coconut cream, it's just it doesn't fit what we do. And so this does. Frances Hargrave is productive, it has that same coconutty, and so it's a good fruit. This is what we will replace.
And you're the only one right now that has that. Is that?
Actually, that fruit was, it was marketed years ago by Pine Island Nursery that had the exclusive propagation rights on it. I don't know if they still do. I was friends with Frances Hargrave, right? And so I had this tree for years, but I know that he did all that stuff. They did that stuff by, they had the exclusive on it. Actually, this is, our Angies are disappearing very quickly here today, so there's only a few left. But this is Angie. Angie is really one of our, I love Angie. It's a perfect tree. We found Angie on a property that was actually Frank Smather's property when I was at Fairchild Garden. We always promoted it at Fairchild. And then it's just a mango that I took with me that just has really...
Who's it named after?
It was named after Angie Whitman.
Okay.
So, yeah. And Angie was, again, it's a perfect tree. It's a small tree. It's a Alfonso seedling. It has that same flavor. It's wonderful, wonderful. Everyone who eats this mango loves it. Nobody's unhappy with Angie.
Now it's important, I see they're green, and you have to know when to pick these, because even though these are green, they're still picked at the right time because of your experience.
Right. So what we do is we do not harvest tree ripened mangoes. So like this Frances Hargrave, when it was picked, it was dark green. It's already breaking. This has been about 4 days. And so what we like off of the tree, we like it to take about, really, I would like it to take 5 to 7 days before they actually ripen. That's more our...
And that's because of what you're doing here, but if it was for your own personal use, would you wait till it ripens on a tree to eat it? No?
I would never wait. I never let a mango ripen on the tree. I harvest it off. Couple reasons. Most mangoes ripen up better off the tree than on the tree. It makes better eating quality. Okay, so you have to have a mango when it's physiologically mature, but not ripe. Okay, you don't want it ripe. So, so we harvest them up. We harvest them when they're mature, green. Okay, but they will ripen, and then we let them ripen up off the tree. And that's the same for any mango, but particularly mangoes that have a lot of flavor, because if you leave them to ripen on the tree, you can get a lot of off flavors. And Indian mangoes particularly, right? So like this is another one of, this is Fairchild, okay? That one's not, that's a Bullock's Heart, but that's a Fairchild. And you see, that's a Fairchild harvested at the right stage. You can see just a little bit of yellowing starting on its nose. That will ripen to this and then eventually turn orange. Right?
Wonderful.
And Fairchild was selected by David Fairchild in the Canal Zone. It was actually named for the Fairchild family. and it was his son's favorite mango, and so that's Graham Fairchild's favorite mango. Now this is Emerald.
Emerald, yes. I just tasted one.
Right. Now Emerald, I adore Emerald. Okay, this is a mango that it's actually was an older cross that was done back in, it was done back off of Pine Island, and I'm trying to remember their name, the family that did the cross. The Pillsbury family is the ones that made this. And they get a little bit of yellow when they're ripe sometimes, or they can stay green like that. They're seedlings of Bombay, so they have that little tart Bombay flavor that's really very good.
But you say they're pretty vigorous trees?
Yeah. If we can't, we're not giving up on this one, okay? We're going to keep crossing it until we get it right. So, yeah, because they are vigorous, very hard to control. And that's Pickering. You all know Pickering, of course. I never was actually a big Pickering guy, but it really fits our orchard. So I do grow Pickering. It's never one that I was ever a real big, I mean, I would always eat it and all that, but I didn't ever get crazy on it. But it's an awfully good fruit. This is actually Herman. That's out of South Miami, and it's one of the. I brought a lot of those fruit with me out of South Miami over the years, and this is a Southeast Asian mango. Okay, it doesn't look like it, but it tastes like it. Very, very good.
You know what that's a cross between?
David Fairchild had his theories, but it was based on raccoon planting of you know, I always am very careful on parentage like that because we really don't know.
All right. Yeah.
This is Gedong. This is the #1 mango grown in Indonesia. We grow it because it's disease tolerant. It stays green, dark orange. Very, very Indonesian, so it's very spicy and a very, very good fruit. Tree stays relatively small, and again, is so adapted to high humidity, and it blooms if you even think about it, right? So it doesn't need a lot of cold to bloom, which is another big issue, right? As we go through global climate change, highs and lows, it's just too much. There's a lot of variation out there. Let's see, we have some. Yeah, so we're at the end of our weekend here, so there's a lot of stuff that's not here. All of our stuff is gone from yesterday, but this is Mesk. So Mesk is Egyptian. This means milk, I believe, and this is an excellent mango. Mesk is a fabulous mango. It's one that we also ship a lot of. I got this from a goat herder at King Farouk's orchard in Egypt. You also have some, we have some Sindhu. So here's a perfect example of one of the Indian mangoes that if we can't dwarf it, it will cease to be in our orchard. But we think we can dwarf Sindhu. It's one of the newer hybrids. It has a little bit of dwarfiness in it. And this is just a great Indian flavor. We also have, there's, by the way, that's a Mesk that somehow jumped over into our Sabre box.
So what's Sabre?
So Sabre, we actually, people like them. They're an old, so this is the turpentine of Africa. Okay, so this is the lowest common denominator that a mango becomes when it degrades genetically. Okay, so this is again literally this is what feeds all of East Africa. When there are droughts, people die of famine. When it's rainy, there's a lot of Sabre.
That's the Tommy Atkins of Africa.
Well, it's the turpentine of Africa. This is the one that everyone has in their
That's
backyard.
a commercial one out there. Really.
No, well, it's backyard trees.
It's just a popular one out there.
Yeah, what happens in East Africa is it all you all rely on rains for their fruit and feed the people basically. It's also what people use for a rootstock here, so you can use it for a rootstock like you can a turpentine.
Yes.
And that's actually why I have them, because I'm using them also as a regular rootstock. This is a waste. This is actually
what's it called?
Ewais. E-W-A-I-E-S. A-I-S, I'm sorry. Ewais is like a little fat namdak mai. It kind of has a flavor of a namdak mai, but deeper, richer flavor. This one we collected in Egypt many years ago. I really like this fruit. This is one that they actually, Pine Island and Julian, I think they called it Christmas mango for a while, because there were a couple years that it would ripen around Christmas.
Wow.
But I normally seem to get them during the summer, so I don't know. This is, by the way, is one of our species. So this is not a, this is Mangifera larina. Okay.
So that's not a mango.
This is not a mango. This is, but when this is actually a really good fruit, when this thing ripens up, it's excellent. And it's disease tolerant, and it blooms with no cold. So these are the kind of things we're very interested in to get them into the mangoes, because it gives us disease tolerance and quality.
What country are those from originally?
So this one is native to Borneo and to Peninsular Malaysia.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I don't think we have anything else really here today, but
You have one called the Diamond?
Oh yeah, we have Diamond. So what we do, in fact, here, I'll show you like in our normal time of the year, we have, that's our whole list of cultivars that we get during the year. So you have Diamond, and then in the next couple years, you're going to see all of these brand new mangoes coming in, which are Deimos and Martian Pride and Big Saturn, and you know, and this year, this was a very challenging year. So we don't have bushels of anything. We have pieces of stuff, right? So we have, and we also don't have any normal timing. So
everything's up wild this year.
Everything's crazy. I mean, they're coming off early, late stuff coming off early stuff's coming off late, multiple blooms.
This is the year, like in 10 years from now, you said, remember 22?
Yeah. Although you always forget after a while, and you think it never happened like this before. So this has happened to us. At least, this is about the third worst year in my 30 years of doing mangoes. I'd say this is about the third worst year, but no worse than that. We had years, the worst happens when you get a freeze at the end of the winter. That's always the worst, because then you don't have time to come back. Sure. So you know, but we muddle by. We have fruit, so we're doing our thing. So.
Well, great. Thank you so much for showing us around here.
Man, you're welcome.
Yes.
Yeah, this Angie is excellent, by the way, if you want it.
All right, so we're going to try one of the mangoes here.
So here's a Saber.
This is a Saber, and wow, it has a little fiber, no?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does.
That's a fiber.
Saber, and as far as I know, you can only get these here to purchase them unless you're growing them yourself, because I don't know anyone that has many of the varieties that they're selling here. That's nice.
So this one is the Angie that we have, and this one's got really exceptional flavor. It's real sweet, which is why I wanted to give it to you second. You got a piece cut there.
Okay, so this is an Angie, and I've tasted many Angies, and with all mangoes, depending when you taste them, can determine a big difference of how the mango actually is. Wow. It's amazing the difference of the mango when it's picked at the right time, and there's a difference. And It's the best, one of the best anjuries I've tasted.
So
Yeah.
now, try that.
Which one's this one?
This one is an Orion. This is one of our varieties. It's
Orion.
a seedling of Alfonso. And
So it has an Indian flavor?
yes, it does.
Okay. Orion, another one that's hard to get. You know, and I know places that sell a lot of different varieties, but I haven't even heard or seen many of these varieties. So an Orion.
And that one needs another day.
Okay.
And it'll sweeten up the next day too.
But
Smells
pull that-
nice.
And pull that across your on the skin, and you'll get the turpentine or the Indian.
Yeah.
That's definitely. Whew. Yeah, my God, that's strong.
Is that these ones here?
No,
So that's Orion.
I think they're gone.
Yeah, I don't think we have any, but if you wanted to try it,
Yeah, I want to try that.
Well, there's a whole bunch of these mangoes, and when you come out here for
oh yeah, sure.
on their fruit stands on Saturday and Sunday, if you hang around long enough, they might just let you taste some of them. But this one's
This
one
is
of
a
them.
mess.
One of the ones that we were talking about. This one's a mesk,
Yeah, I like that.
and very interesting. This was one. I was like, I wish I could try what he's saying because he made it sound so good. And now we're gonna get to try it. So, Fruitful Trees is where we're at here.
The Ryan's kicking me in the
I
throat.
know, man. That gets you in the throat, right?
All right, so this one is a mesk, and he just did the description here. That's different. Wow, that's unique. That's a unique mango. I haven't tasted a mango like that one.
Yeah, that was literally given to us by a goat herder, and
Yeah, thank you.
I actually have his little wooden milk thing from it, and that's why we got that. I've grown that one forever since then. It's also
Oh,
a beautiful
one more piece?
mango.
Yeah, of course.
That's
a beautiful fruit.
that has
That's
a what's
delicious.
that's a different
Nice.
I
flavor
like that a lot.
Yeah,
of
very
any mango I've
citrusy.
tasted.
Yeah.
The texture, it's a little lighter than the other ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very fruity. Very fruity.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
So when you tell them the story,
All right.
So here we have an Oro mango, and this is the mango that when you go to the street vendors in Mexico, you'll see where they make those flower arrangements with the mango that you see a lot on videos and stuff. So that's what this mango is. Also, I apologize for the stripe on my face. I got attacked by a Valencia Pride mango this week. So this one they eat slightly green, and that's the way you'll want to eat this mango. Get into that.
So can they eat it ripe too? They just eat it green because they like doing that in Mexico.
Yeah.
Well, that
they'll let it go a little.
It looks like an apple almost. That's pretty green. Is this an unripe mango or is this just normally?
They'll do it like this or even a little further, and then what they do is they'll put salt and chili, and they carve it into like flowers and stuff. So you see, it's just mild, but it's used as a carrier for
Sure.
what's the name of that Tajin? Tajin.
And what was
Yeah.
that called?
That's called oro.
Oro.
And so, and this thing will turn a little bit oranger, and then what they do is they take them and they put a like a popsicle stick up through there, carve off the top, and then make it into a flower, and then cover it in chilies and stuff like that, and lime.
And they eat it
Chili
there
and
like candy apples.
Yeah, exactly. You see, and that's what's sold. This is actually a huge fruit for volume across Mexico. So you see this thing in anywhere from all the way from Oaxaca up to Sinaloa. They'll be on the streets, and anytime you go to a fair or anything in Mexico, this is what they sell, or any of the resorts.
So just like the average person here that eats a mango from the store, they don't know what they're missing out on. But if you got somebody living off mangoes like this and you give them like a lemon zest where their taste buds explode.
Oh, it would make them. It makes everyone crazy, right? And that's what the whole commercial world wants. I mean, and I'm not kidding when to say that we get visited because of my other life where I work in the commercial mango world. We get visited by Sam's Club, Whole Foods, Publix's, you know, all these guys want to talk, and they say, oh, how do we do this? How do we get this into that grocery store? Well, the long and the short of that is they can't, because these fruit they all take a specialized and a, you know, you have to handle them with kids' gloves. You have to be able to work it. It's a very specific thing we do, and that doesn't just adapt to the commercial world. Maybe one day we can go there, but you know, for right now, that's the great thing about living in South Florida. That's the great thing about going and visiting all these local places. You know, Alex and all of the places up in Palm Beach, all the places here in one's in Broward, Dade, there's some over on the West Coast. That's the way to do it, you know, because you're not going to see these things in a grocery store anytime soon.
Well, if you want to try these, they also ship in the mail. They ship these out in the mail as well. So how do they do that? Do they go?
So if you send an email to mangomenhomesteadfl@gmail.
And you can arrange that.
Right.
All right. Well, everybody, I'm going to post a list of all the mangoes they have, and you can contact them, and hopefully you'll be blessed to get one. Well, come on out here, folks. The link, the Facebook page. Not only do they tell you when they're open here on the weekends for their public fruit stand, but they post wonderful posts on the Facebook page of just things he's learning and things he's growing, and he does comment and get back to you, because I've questioned him several times and he got back to me. Yes, he's gotten back to me, and he didn't even know who I was and got back to me. But they also have a YouTube page now where his sons are trying to get him up to date on everything on YouTube. So even though Dr. Campbell has a bunch of videos on YouTube from other channels, we now have him starting his own channel. And it's brand new. It's just starting. So definitely subscribe to that. I'll put the link below to that as well. So this has been an amazing visit. I've been trying to get here for quite a while. And we'll come back another time and do some more. But thank you so much. And thank you very much, everybody, for watching. Put your comments below and keep growing.
All right.
Oh, so what's your favorite mango of all the mangoes you've tasted?
All right, so now I have to be careful. If I give you the answer, I'll have to give you the same answer that the mango champion of India gave me. I asked that question, he talked for about 20 minutes, and finally the interpreter said, well, what he said was, he can't name just one because it's not fair to all the others. So that's kind of how I feel about mangoes. But if there's no one around and there's no cameras or anything, I still eat Edward because that was my mother's favorite. That was what we ate as kids. And so if I'm just going to close all the doors and close the blinds and no one sees, I'll take an Edward and ripen it up off the tree perfectly. And that just takes me back to my childhood.
Everyone's taste is selective, and that's yours.
Edward. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I love
Thank you.
All right.